Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris with Chris's Tech Tips. Today we are going to be tackling this 2009 YZ250F motor. This is the one we lost the crank in. We're going to go ahead and split cases. We're going to remove this bad crank, and I've got a whole bunch of good parts we're going to install in this bad boy. I think you guys are really going to like this video. So yeah, let's get into it.
Alright, you can see I'm removing the mag cover here. I like to take a paint marker and mark the bolts that actually hold the wire holders. That way I can remember exactly where to put them. Next up is remove the flywheel. Now, I bought that flywheel puller kit from Pit Posse off Amazon. Turned out to be a really great kit. Boy, that sure makes things nice when you have the right tools. And you don't break anything while pulling it off. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the stator assembly. Get that out of the way. Pull the cam chain out. Now right here, I'm going to take a flat blade chisel and pop that flywheel key out. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this front countershaft cover. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip the motor over. I'm going to remove the kickstarter. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove the clutch cover. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and remove that cover and remove the clutch springs. Remove the pressure plate, springs, and there is a flat washer that's bent over the nut, the clutch hub nut. Go ahead and straighten that out. I believe it's a 32 millimeter. Go ahead and find the right socket and pull that off along with the whole inner clutch hub. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the oil filter cover. Remove the old oil filter. And remember it has those two O-rings around the oil filter cover bolts. Then I'm just going to wipe out the excessive oil down the oil filter. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the outer case cover along with the water pump cover. Get that out of the way. Now I'm just going to make sure I don't have anything hanging up. Give it a little persuasion. And it pops off. Next up, remove the gear shift shaft. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove the gear shift mechanism. And right here, I'm removing the outer shift drum.
There's a shift drum tensioner spring right there. Just gonna loosen that up a little bit. Have to pull the kickstart idler gear and this oil pump gear. And then I just lay everything out from left to right. And then when I go back together, I just move my way back this way. This makes things so much easier, so much quicker. Okay, now we gotta pull this crank gear out, this outer crank gear, pull this balancer nut off. And they both have bent over washers, so we'll have to straighten those out. About a 24 millimeter, maybe 22 or 21, or who knows, 22 and a 24. And then you can see right here, the crank and the countershaft balancer has two little marks right there, so they're in time, so that's how they go back together. And then I just pull everything off the exact same way it came off and lay it down. That way I can put it back on in the same order. Probably would have helped to break that one loose. Get a rag in here, put a little pressure on that. You can see that whole counter shaft just fell right out the other side. Oh yes, you have your ball bearing and clutch rod assembly, and definitely don't want to lose that. So let's put that with the clutch. Okay, now I'll use my $5 engine stand. Just kidding, but it works awesome. Oh, got a dowel here, and this dowel with the O-ring right here. I'm gonna set that right there. And we'll go ahead and pull all these case bolts out. And this is for your carburetor hoses coming down here, and I always mark that just so I know where to put that little fitting. Pull that out. And this thing's ready to come apart. Now, the best way to pull this apart would be with the case splitter, which of course I don't have one, but I'm gonna get one. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Not with a hammer, but with a soft or a dead blow. Just kind of tap a little bit. Right there you can see the case is already starting to come apart. As long as it's not, you know, if it doesn't come apart too hard, I think you're okay with a hammer or a dead blow. Rubber mallet, whatever you want to call it, just to leave the transmission on the right hand side. But it doesn't always work that way. And you don't want to get too Western with these because then you'll damage the cases. I just put enough just to kind of barely work it up a little bit. Seeing that? I'll just put it right like this, because the crankshaft wants to come out that way too, and I just want to tap it down so it doesn't come out with this side of the case. So I can leave the crankshaft and the transmission on the right hand side. That is the goal. And then you can see this main counter shaft is trying to come out with the case. Tap that down a little bit. All that stuff still wants to come off of this side. Make sure nothing fell out, no washers, because you'll have some washers on top of the transmission on other models. This one looks good. Now you've got your transmission and your crankshaft, everything's right there. And the best part with taking your time and doing it this way, the shift shafts and the shift pins, everything in the transmission is still in place. All you got to do is pop this crank out, put the new one in, re-glue it, and put it back together. You're done. You don't have to mess around with this transmission. Perfect. And then of course we'll take this all over to the solvent tank and clean all this up. But you just pull your crankshaft out, and you can see that sometimes you can free it loose. Right there, it's locked up. That's a bummer deal. But usually when that happens, these things break cases. So this is actually pretty lucky how this thing went down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take all this stuff over to the solvent tank, clean it up, and get it ready for reassemble. And then we'll go ahead and go through all my new parts. All right, guys. Now let's get the new parts. See what we got. What we have here is a wrench route kit, and I really like these kits because it comes with everything you need. All the bearings, gaskets, everything you need. Even if you don't use them, you still got them, so you don't have to run around town, track all these parts down from your local dealer, or of course, online on the internet, Amazon or Rocky Mountain ATV or Western Power Sports or anything like that. But this wrench route kit is a must. So I'll show you what we got here. Got a complete bottom end gasket and top end gasket kit. Brand new cam chain. We got the Vertex piston kit. So we got a brand new piston. What do we got here? We have transmission bearings, all the transmission bearings. So we can go ahead and replace those. We have main bearings and seals for the crankshaft. We have oil seal kit for all the oil seals. Water pump kit, complete brand new water pump kit. Counter balancer shaft bearings. I'm telling you, this comes with everything you need. And of course, we've got a sticker. Let's put this out of the way. Unbox it. We have brand new hot rods. Comes with stickers. Complete crankshaft assembly. Well, these kits are way cheaper than OEM. And it's perfect. It's brand new, it's balanced, it's ready to go. Pop this in, new bearings, new seals, new everything. If you had pretty much a whole afternoon, you got everything done, you had all this kit ready for you, you could have a blown up 4-stroke and have it fixed in one day. Probably only 4 to 5 hours. Definitely 2 days, you know, it takes you time to do it right, but do it yourself, bring it to me, whatever you need. Shoot me an email if you have a question. I'll be glad to help. So let's go ahead and start installing some of these parts, shall we?